Hey guys, Andrew from Stockmoney Lizards. Hope you're doing great. Here to give you a little bit of an update on what I think is going on, as I think current price, which is trending 4% below previous all-time high in 2021, is a real opportune moment to get into the market. I'll explain why. There have only been really 3 or 4 instances where Bitcoin is trending at a price where it's currently at 66k, where it's trending 4% below its previous all-time high. So 4% is not a lot. One of those occasions, which was the last occasion, was in 2020. Price in 2017 was 19k, and there was a time where Bitcoin was at 18.9k somewhere in December of 2020. Now I'm gonna highlight something which I found to be the most interesting. So in this previous scenario of 2020, the RSI was 82 high. From 82, it did not have much room to go up, and it's peaked at 95, which was 40k, peaked again at 87, which was the actual or first real high, and then just started to go down. The first occasion is 2020 and the RSI is 84. Now the second is 2017. Price 2013 was 1,250. 4% from there. It puts us here where the RSI was 80, and it puts us here where the RSI is roughly 67.70. So this was the 2017 launch pad of the bull market. And if we go back, the first time Bitcoin really found itself 4% from its previous all-time high of $30 was here in 2013 from 2011, and the RSI was sitting at roughly 90. That's high, very high. But anyways, it was 92 or 90 in 2013. It was roughly 70 or 80 in between that range in 2017. In 2020, it was sitting, RSI was sitting at roughly 82 right before launchpad, and now the price is sitting at an RSI of 55. By the way, the RSI we're looking at is the weekly on all time frames. So it's an opportune moment because there's a lot of room for Bitcoin to trend upwards and for momentum to push the price upwards. So if we look at Stockmoney's illustration here of how cycles operate, you start with the run-up, price discovery from the bear market bottom, and you get a top. You then get the normal 1-year bear market, you go into accumulation phase, and then you get a top, bear market, and then you get a top. Now the question is, where is the top? Is it going to be 100,000? Is it going to be 150,000? It's going to be €1 million? I don't know. So what I like to do is use my chart patterns. So where is the price going? The answer is no one knows how high it's going, so we can take guesstimates. Now, if we look at the current structure, we can see that this is a cup and that looks like a handle. So I'm going to play around with this chart pattern being a cup and handle, which is a multi-year one from November 2021. The depth of the cup is 300%, so if I lay it over the breakout range here of 300%, we get to 250,000, which actually is where Stockmoney believe 250,000 will be the high because they have marked their top in the close range of 250,000. If we have a look at the last cup and handle, we can go back to this year where, if you're looking on the monthly, we had price form a cup of 52%, handle consolidated for roughly 1, 2, 3, 4, 4-ish, 5-ish months, and then it pushed up and it went all the way to 65, 70,000, so even more than the depth of this particular cup. So if we look closely at the handle, what we can see is we have the support line and the resistance line. So it has been very closely hugging the support line, found resistance at this level, found support at this level, and now it's just broken above it. So it doesn't make sense to do that, but maybe it might make sense to do that, and then this becomes a handle that is nothing more than, let's say, a broadening wedge, which is also a bullish pattern. If we just look at this as a handle though, and we remain above, let's say, 63,000, then it's good chance that we might push to the upside. And if we push to the upside, it might look something like this, where in September we're at 78k, in December we're at 86, 87,000, mid-December we're at 100,000. So it could be we hit in March 74,000, we consolidated for the whole year and summer and blah 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 and autumn, and now for the last 2-3 months, it will go from roughly 74,000 to 100,000 in December. So Bitcoin tends to move like that, so there's no reason to believe it won't move like that again. If we look at some on-chain data, the sentiment of the market is one of belief, one of denial. Belief if you own, denial if you don't own, you don't want to own. Top indicator is quite wide again, so there's still time for us to hit that bicycle top. MVRVZ score is still quite low, expecting it to push out. Bitcoin hash rate is back up, and that's basically it. So I think that the 4-year cycle is important. I think Bitcoin should continue on a 4-year cycle. So that basically means, where is it going to top? So in this chart by Stockmoney Lizards, they've outlined that Bitcoin trends on this trend line. It's made up of 4 halvings. It has a bull cycle in that halving and a bear cycle, bull cycle, bear cycle, bull to bear, and now we're about to go into bull cycle. And in the first halving, it took us 380 days to make a high. In the second halving, 520. In the third halving, 550. So they said 560. For this one will come in around winter of 2025. If we layer over, if let's say we do hit 100,000 by December, and that would mean 245 days has passed, and if we drag it out 560 days, that's in November of 2025. So we could see a top in November of 2025. So if we're at 100k by December of 2024, it means we have roughly 10 more months to go of upside, where things can get very crazy in the next year. So 2025 is proving to be an important year for Bitcoin, and currently Bitcoin is sitting at a level which it has only been at 3-4 times before. And what I mean by that is that it has gone through the whole bear market accumulation cycle and now is ready to go into discovery phase. Just as a update on what I'm doing, these have been my trades over the last few weeks with Bitcoin against Euro. So I caught the bottom quite well on this, made a good trade. This is about 11% trade. Got out here and have since been trying to catch this bottom. And I also bought the top of this. I'm expecting Bitcoin to go up. However, I do have a level here at 54k, which I don't know is like 61,000 USD, maybe 59,000 USD. So that if price does come down, which it can, I'm covered. So yeah, this is basically some of my trades that I've been making. And that's more or less my update for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Summary of what I said is that the RSI is that we are 4% lower from the previous all-time high. The RSI is 56. It's low. And every single time before in the past we were at this level, the RSI was much higher. So there's a lot of room for momentum to take us to the upside. And that's basically it. If you like this video, please give it a like or a comment or subscribe. Thank you very much for listening.